Hi everybody, welcome back to Rusty Gear Season 4, Episode 76 with me, Sid, and I'm down in the forge where my predilection for getting distracted meant that I managed to inadvertently let the crucible solidify. And because I got distracted by something that wasn't even shiny. But yeah, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of work around the forge. But what I am going to be doing today is attacking some deficiencies in my forge area. So I ran my bloomeries, and I am officially almost out of charcoal. So that's a thing. Now, I could go and get some black coal, that would be a thing, but you know what, charcoal's so easy. What we need to do is get some things. I think, yeah, I've got 4 pieces of charcoal left, so need to sort that out. I also need a kiln so I can cook bricks and ceramics and pottery, specifically refractory bricks, because what I've worked out is if you come here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is big enough behind that wall for a kiln. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is big enough behind that wall for a steel furnace thing, hoover. So we could fit quite a bit of infrastructure back here. However, before we do that, we need to create a charcoal furnace, and I think back here might be ideal. I don't want to do anything as big as the one I did in Rusty Gears Season 3, because that was just an exercise in purgatory filling it. But so I'm going to get some bits together. We're also going to, while we're here, be processing copper. I'm just going to basically try and run some of these ores that I've got back here, because you know I've got a lot of stuff. My chromite. I do want to do the other 2 bags, the other 2 sturdy bags, so we are going to have to get into that at some point. Whether that's today, I don't know. And yeah, just stuff around here really. We may not get it all done this episode, but we'll make a start, and yeah, I'll be back with you in a moment. Alright, simple. 5x3, that should be big enough. It's nothing fancy. I've put a little bit of space here. The purpose of that will become clear in a moment. These are solidified, so I'll go and put my stuff away, and then we're going to grab keep that. I also do need to do some food at some point, but not right now. Create, I would like 16 slots, 25 slots, 25 slots. Well, we'll take 2 of those and some parchment. Just the 2. And we should be able to take those, get those together. I shouldn't have anything on my back because I'm not carrying back chests anymore. And now what we need to do is go, well, first things, I've got my tools, of course I've got my tool bag. I need to go and grab some timber, and rather than do it, now my normal technique is just to whiz out to a redwood and chop it down a bit. Now I've got a little bit of redwood over there, a lot of redwood actually over there. Maybe that's where we'll go. I would normally go further away, but to be honest, I don't think anybody is building or doing has any plans for this area. So I I don't feel particularly bad bringing this lot down. And we're going to place those because these are just the best source of wood for this kind of stuff. I may struggle to put my tent back down in this area, that's the consideration. But I don't think I'll bother keeping the vines from this one either. I think we'll bin those. But yeah, I'm going to need a lot of wood to fill this up, so this is probably the right place to do it. Oh, that's just more vine, isn't it? I'm not too worried. We'll get it and then we'll bin it. Not ideal for spotting what's going on, but so control, shift control, add all items. Hello. This is where this speed. Hello. No. And then I'll keep the seeds. Well, oops, go with to get those and rinse and repeat. So I need to grab myself some dirt, some wood, and then I can continue on, and we'll get some charcoal going. That's the first step. So again, back in a sec. All right, another batch of copper on. We've got our wood down here, 500 and 790, so a reasonable amount. I've also got a reasonable amount of wood here. My axe is about to break, so I quickly forged myself another. I say about to break, it's still got a silly amount of durability, but it's not far off breaking, let's put it that way. And we can get this underway and address the shortage. One of the interesting side effects of having a community is you don't often, or it's possible, as you can see, I've gone a fair time without actually having to make some of the key infrastructure. Like I don't have a pulverizer, for example, because I'll just go down to the community centre and use that one. So you can quite easily get kind of, sidetracked from where you are. We'll work with these ones, I think. That'll do for now. What I'll do is I'll stick that one back. And again, we'll just chop these up. So the order of the day is get this charcoal pit filled and underway. And there we go, there's our broken axe. But this won't take long. I'll keep my eye on this so as to not get distracted by shiny thing. And we'll get this underway. And again, I should be back in a moment. Alright, with that we have got our pit kiln ready. Charcoal kiln even. Get it lit. 29 minutes of in-game time. That's underway. I have got some wood left here. I think I need a chest. Probably is the right solution there. Just to store spare stuff in. But other than that, that is okay. we should be good. Have I not got a... Sure, have I not got just... I mean, a basket will do. Where do I want to put the basket? That's a good question. I don't want to be too much of a basket case after all. Boop boop and boop 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 boop. Lovely. So that's doing its thing, and it'll be done when it's done. Right, that is almost there, so we can get another batch of charcoal going. Not charcoal, copper. And then we can start looking at our pottery kiln. So let us just get this processed. The other reason I want to work and hang around here is I want to get as many of my trees vernalised this year as possible, and that means I'm going to have to hang around and let the temperature plummet. Now, a lot of them have already vernalised, far more than I had previously. So the other element after vernalisation is they need to come out of dormancy, but I'm really hoping for a decent crop of fruit in the next vintage story year. So that would be a good thing. No, that's not what I want to do. Let's go and put that lot away. Go and just quickly pop that in there. So let's see what we can see next, shall we? I probably need to start thinking, have I got any iron doors? I should have. Yes, I have lots. So I think what we'll do is we'll make it a room off of this. So 1, 2, 1, 2, there. And we'll get the thing and we'll take this in properly, but we can come in through here and we can knock out this wall here. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, can't do that. Because of that. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Because I can't get both items in this space. That is a given. Now I could move these out and into the main room, but I haven't really got space. And I don't really want to go down to 2 because 2 isn't any good for anything really. I mean, I could run them in here, but they don't fit this space because, you know, the fumes and everything. That just doesn't kind of fit the narrative, does it? And I can't even make them out of andesite or anything because they have to be that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even fit them in if I pulled it flush with the wall, which I really wouldn't want to do. Oh, I'm stuck what to do now. I can move over one, but then I haven't got space here for the cementation furnace. Remember the word. We could stick it back here. We've got plenty of space, you know, back in this area. And it doesn't have to be really visible because it is an ugly structure. The think we could even put it down here. I mean, we've got a whole load of space. I could just drop it in. If I were to probably not there. Might get it there. If I were to place that there and put the firebox on top, nope. Or do I just put it back here? I mean, again, there's plenty of space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from there we're going to go to there, aren't we? And that's your structure. Now I'm fairly certain I remember how this goes. I think it goes that way. Yes, it does. Yeah, it will go the same, won't it, to there. And then it will go like that, probably. And then all of this comes out the middle. And then if I remember rightly, I think I'm just going to have to go and put this outside just to remind myself of the actual shape. But yeah, it's probably as good a place as any for it, and then we've got plenty of time for space to put a cementation furnace slap bang in the middle there. We can not muck around there, can't we? That makes a lot more sense, I think. So let us quickly go and so it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that. Yeah, I think I remember how this goes now. Let me just try and re-establish, remember this. I'm not going to put the bottom bricks in. Well, we'll see how we go. I've got quite a few. So we'll place the blocks in first, and then we'll get the because if I remember rightly, it does this. You've got your firebox there. That goes there. And of course all the way around like that. Then you get and then it goes like that, and then I think like that. I'm gonna need more Dartmoor brick. Hello. And probably something just to. Let's use that. That's as good as any block, isn't it? Because we'll put the firebox in there. Yeah, we'll make some more of that, and we'll just double check my thing. I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, this is looking hopeful for next year. Look, vernalised, 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 vernalised. There's a few that haven't, but I think they will, because we're only in December, so there's a pretty good chance temperatures are going to get lower before they get higher. Interestingly, go around the other side, and these haven't even entered dormancy. Now I don't know whether this side of the hill is just warmer. Again, these ones are lower down, so there's a chance that these will never get cold enough, but we'll see. But yeah, there's a definite chill in the air. Anyway, been out, grabbed some stuff. Need some dirt, need some clay, and we should be good to make a few more of those bricks. Let me just pop you away. Right. Soil. Low fertility soil and some clay. No, not fire. We'll go with red, I suppose. That's as good as any. I think it was this recipe. That gives me a whole load. Yeah. They can go away. And also, while we're thinking about it, let's take down another basket. I want a torch holder. Now I should have, yeah. Let's save those for brand or for whenever we need them. We can take a spare torch. I think that's more or less it, isn't it? And then we can go down and hopefully finish this off. So we'll stick that in there. We'll stick the torch holder there with the torch. The basket there. We can highlight this, and I think the only bits missing are these and the two blocks are missing, which is what we would expect. I'll just stick that there for now, doesn't really matter. that gives me you. I probably also would like some fuel down here. We'll go and just grab a bit of, I think we can use brown coal on that. In fact, I think we can use you, can't we? Can we? Maybe. It may not recognise. You may not recognise that, so that's a possibility. It maybe just big bog standard firewood it takes. But yeah, we got that. We got you. What did I want? Ladder. Ladder. Just the one will be fine. Need to go and do some cooking. My food is getting a bit low again. I've only got two thingies on me, so fruit things. So armed with that, we now have, I think, the stuff we need to start looking at the cementation furnace. And I am going to be, well, I don't want to say controversial, that's probably not the right word. Let me like that while I'm at it. I'm going to basically try and completely skip. I think let's steel making. The cementation furnace has 3. Each tier is more robust. You'll need 6 refractory brick gratings and an iron door. Build 2 stone coffin sections as do from either granite and andesite. Place a 3x2 in the middle. Place both stones so as to create things with a control. Click on the stone, you will see an outline showing you where you need to place the remaining refractory bricks and the iron door. You can add additional refractory bricks on the outside of the structure if you wish, but keep the air pathways in the interior of the structure clear. Okay, well that's all pretty straightforward. And if we have a look at refractory bricks, tier 3 requires us to make fire clay. Yeah, crushed quartz. That is going straight into a, I think, yeah, it's going into a pulverizer. So we're going to need to do quartz. Crushed bauxite, that is going, again, that's a pulverizer. Bauxite we're going to need. Olivine I probably got, but I'll double check. And again, pulverizer. And then we can do crushed chromite. Now we can do ilmenite or chromite. I've got chromite, so we can do that. That will make me 1 brick, and each brick fires into those, and those craft into 2 of those. So I'm going to need a fair amount, and of course we're also going to need mortar. So I think we need to check what we've got. Quartz I am not worried about. Got plenty of clear quartz. I've got crushed quartz anyway, and I've got quartz chunks. In fact, less of those than you possibly would have thought. Bauxite I don't have. We're going to need to grab bauxite. Olivine. I've got 209, I've got plenty. So, and chromite I've got plenty. So, bauxite, that's our stopping thing. I'm fairly certain I've seen that off of a few of the directions that we could travel. So what we'll do is we'll see this night out. Well, I'll get this done, and we will head out. I bought some green glass, which is in here, so I'm kind of collecting stuff which may or may not be useful in the future. Didn't get a lot of green glass, I know that much. Green and yellow glass, I know Gran is planning that colour scheme for the glass house at Winterfell, so because we live right next door to a glass trader, it just makes a certain amount of sense. How much black coal have I got? Not a lot, actually. To keep my eyes open for that, so when it becomes available, we've got it ready. So that's what I've been doing. I've got dark yellow, I've got glowing green, I've got dark green, I've got luminous yellow, I've got yellow, and now I have a little green. So yeah, just keep going on that. It's simple enough. Right, I'm going to get this copper done. I'll be back with you in a second, because I think then we're going to do a little bit of cooking with Sid. We may not get as far as a cementation furnace today, but we will get as far as cooking. I'm just going to go and check our glass trader while we're here, because he's had a day or so. No, you've not refreshed yet. You refresh in 2 days. That I don't think is as useful, the opaque colours, so I've not bothered with those. Right, I'll get that copper done. I'll be back in a second. Alright, so you recall some time ago we made this bone broth, and if we have a look at bone broth, we can use it as a kneading ingredient for bread, or soft dough, or hardtack. And bone broth has protein, so it basically adds protein to whatever it is you're making here. Now I would like to make some clarified bone broth. Now that requires 1 portion of bone broth to 10 ml of egg white, and we simmer that in a cauldron, I believe. So can I take a bucket of that? I brought some bone because I couldn't remember whether I'd made bone broth or not. And let us go into this cauldron and put in a litre, which then, if I go in here, I should have, I think it was egg white, wasn't it? It was egg white, I believe. Let me, yes, egg white. So we've got 1 litre of bone broth and 0.0, and that will make 10 clarified bone broth portions. So let's go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because we've got them. Let's go interesting. Why is that? Well, let's I've got more eggs downstairs, it's not a problem. And we got, oh, it wasn't a full litre, that's why. So that will make me 100 clarified bone broth portions, which is a lot. That's a technical measure. It's a lot. We'll get you lit. And that can start boiling up and make this clarified bone broth, which is all great, wonderful. We'll take the bucket back down while we're waiting on that. So that's step one. And then we're going to need to make flour. There you go. If I've not already got some. Amaranth flour, cassava flour, spelt, rye, rice. Oh, rot, lovely. That'll come in handy. More rot there. We've got some fruit, so we're not desperate. We can at least go for the fruit bread. Let's go for 32 sunflower grain. Which we will turn into flour. I'm going to say that should be going a wee bit faster than that. It is running a storm down there. I love that. The fact that I can see the speed and how long it's with a percentage complete on everything. That is just a really nice feature of that extra info mod. Wow, that is flying now. Yeah, that's kind of going 10 to the dozen, isn't it? Okay. So we've got sunflower, so we're doing sunflower bread. We've got you, and we're waiting on that. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, we have got can never remember which. I hate the fact that the shift click is empty. It should be something like shift and control, or just something to distinguish it. 10 litres. I need 10 bottles. I got. Come on, must have more bottles. Bottles. Oh, hang on. I'm also cooking up one of the previous batches of fruit bread, and this is kind of a, I don't know. I'll use the word a rule. It's not a rule. It's a guideline, but it's kind of in one batch in, one batch out. Just grief, I'm out of bottles. I mean, I could empty some, but then I'll be no good for nothing. Right, what have we got in here? Have we got any bottles? Any bottles? Any old bottles? What have I got in there? Pomegranate preserve. Ooh, lovely. I forgot about those. Right, we need to take this out before it chars, because that's going to be my travelling food. Replacing that. I need to make myself some more bottles. Bottles. Let me have a look at glass. Glass. Have I got? Oh, I've got 26 in there. That will do me then. Let's just take them all. And we should be good. 8, 9, 10. Perfect. And then we can pick you up. Put you down. World is a good and happy place, and we can come in here and I can go 6 of those with 1 litre of that. That should make me sunflower dough made with clarified bone broth. So basically mix this lot up, and I should use about 3.2 bottles. You up. Now that is fresh for 40 years in this state, and if I put it in there, it's never going off, is it? Not in our lifetime anyway. Now what I want to do is then, oh hello, that's not what you want to see, but what we do is we'll put these in, and as long as we've got that pattern here, this is still better than me having to mix it. Winter not so well known for its light air, let's be honest. So that's going to give us a whole load of stuff. And we can part bake that and store it, and that should be pretty good actually. So the key is to, when I'm using these, I always like to do this, because if I put this in like this, that is not a valid recipe. If there was the dough in there first, that plus that is a valid recipe. So it could try and make that. That's where you run into problems. So this is just a trick I found to make this system work better for me. Anyway, this is going to take a hot moment. We're going to cut these, get these going. We'll cook them up and part bake them, and then we're going to go and find some bauxite. So I'll be back in a moment. All right, they're done. We went with the blueberry, so yeah, that's 145 saturation plus an extra 330 plus 70 plus 6 protein. Not quite as good as these ones. I don't know what was the difference. That was cassava flour. That might be the difference there. This is just sunflower. Maybe we need to get some more cassava going, but as the rule goes, put them in, they'll be fresh for 8.6 years, so we'll be fine. And next stop, let's go, I'm going to go up to Gran's actually. I've not actually seen what she's been up to for a couple of days either. So I think there may be some bauxite up near Gran's place. If not, then we'll try, I've definitely seen bauxite on my travels. And we've definitely seen bauxite. It's one of those ones that we always get stuck finding. So yeah, let's oh, she's done the thing. So this was, she was really struggling with the roof design, and I tried to make a hexagonal roof. I tried to come up with I think we'll not look over there. And my suggestion was this, which chop the corner out. You get a square thing. You chop the corner out, put some beams in, which give you the interest. You bring them up to the top. Give me a little spike, because I'm going to try and chisel a Stark banner for us, so these can have like banners flying from the pennants. They may have there may be a big, well, there's probably going to be a big Stark banner which is going to be kind of based off of this, and we can do one which is just the colours with the green, because Stark's colours are green, and of another colour off the top of my head, a kind of beigey colour. So that was my idea. Gran redid the base, so instead of being stone, these are now wood. I've got to say, I love them. This is brilliant. I suggest just hanging a lantern from the top with a chain, which that works well. Oh, well, she's even done the inside on this one, look. So she's got the excellent. These are brilliant. Gotta love them. Anyway, let's not go spoiling Gran stuff. Go find me bauxite. I'm sure I saw bauxite. There, you see, there you go. There's the bauxite and the peridotite. But bauxite's what we came for. I'll go a little bit further. Yeah, there's loads over here, look. So we'll head over this way and we'll not destroy the terrain around Gran's. Now all I need to do is find some that's underground. Come on, give me undergroundy bauxite. Come on. Maybe we just tunnel in around about here. Right, let me come to that. So I'm not worried about getting it in any fancy shape or structure. I'm just going to tunnel in and grab myself a few stacks of the old orange rock that we can pulverise, and yeah, I'll be back in a short while. All right, we're back. I got several stacks. I've just taken a couple of stacks there, and I want some chromite. Let me take. We'll go with a couple for now. I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, and obviously, let me just double check something, because if I look at you pulverise into crushed chromite, and chromite can be used to make as a refractory tier 3 chromium sulfate and dilute chromium. And chromium sulfate is sulfuric acid, crushed chromite. I might as well just go and crush a whole load of it, because we're going to have to anyway. I don't think all of none of that's chromite. So that's the last of the chromite that I've got, but I know where there's more. That's not a problem. And yeah, this is where we're going to chop in to put the cementation furnace. But we're going to go and rely on the community facilities and get the pulverizer going, because we need to pulverize a whole load of stuff. I also do need to arrange. Well, and he still needs to work on that, and I need to start getting the better ruin story locations lined up. So we'll be hopefully getting those in a few weeks with some of the guys. We'll see what we can fit in and when, basically. But let's have a look. What's in there? Nothing. That's perfect. So pulverizing, and you are going to pulverize bauxite. And then we'll pulverize everything else. I've already got some crushed quartz. So yeah, that's the next job. And wow, steel is really down, and obviously apparently Candy inadvertently made a whole load of steel plates. We probably should. I don't know whether we can. I suppose I could always try and make something out of that. That is 59% complete. There's not a lot of fuel left here, and obviously there's a number of these tier 3 and tier 2 brick. Oh, hang on. Tier 2. Ah, we'll get tier 3, but we're not walking around. I don't know whether they can actually break, you know, the actual grates, but the I don't know whether you can see. You can see that's a tier 2 brick. I don't know whether we can see any damage on the bricks at the moment. Maybe you don't get any for the things, but what do you need? 9. 18, 27, 36 say, because there's going to be stuff on the inside, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, plus 53, 54, 55, plus those. Yeah, it's a reasonable amount, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to see whether we can use those things to actually make that, but yeah, we're not getting the breeze today. I'm going to continue processing this and we'll be back in a second. Alright, we've got a whole load of materials. We need some fire clay. That's the next thing. And I'm conscious of time as well. We are most definitely ahead of ourselves. So, refractory brick, tier 3. Clay, quartz, bauxite, olivine, and things. So let's go clay, quartz, bauxite, olivine, chromite. There's 128 bricks. Go and get myself one more clay, and we can do another batch, and then I'm out of olivine. Quartz. So that's 256 of those. I'm going to stick those somewhere safe because we are potentially going to want more. I'm going to have to also make a whole load of things, plus the chromite. We're going to want to use some of that for hooferator, for what's-a-majig, the sturdy leather. And we basically want to, we're going to fire them. So grab those, and we're just going to fill this lot right up. Now, I am reliably informed that this is fixed. Wow, actually, well, it doesn't matter. It's a relatively cheap system to run. So, next episode, we'll get the mortar thrown together, and I don't know whether I can. Yeah, it's not taking that as fuel. So we need. Well, I'll grab brown coal. That will do the trick. And I'm fairly certain brown coal works. And I know where there's loads of brown coal, so we're never going to run out of that. And light it. So 12 hours in game. I do need to hang around for 12 hours in game, unfortunately, because that's a feature of the way this mod works. If I leave the area, that resets. It might not things, but we'll have those. That will be 256 bricks. We'll see if that's even close to enough, and then we can see about getting our cementation furnace done. But until next time, conscious that we're over an hour, so thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.